Some of you don't even realize you have unfinished business. You need to go back where you left off with a new perspective. Go back to the gym. Go back to the drawing board. Go back to the business. Go back to the relationship. Go back to the burning building. You have unfinished business. All you gotta do is show up with a new game plan and a new perspective. You got unfinished business. You have unfinished business! You got work to do!
Eddie Fiola's Gary Pollock's factOrFreestyle. Issue 18. The Oppo Proto-Photo bomb, presented by the Terradome Sports Science Research Center. Autograph page. Sponsor message. Dave awoke from a dream. He had time traveled back to 1985 when he debuted the Gumby. Frantically digging through an old shoebox, Dave found a photograph of the first Gumby. Dave spotted his 2025 self in the crowd. Dave immediately called Joe.
You're not going to believe this.
Stop. Start over.
Joe, you're the only one who will believe this.
Aside from you.
Joe, you're the only other person other than me who will believe this right now. I used the magic coffee can to go back in time to that contest.
Keep going.
It was so vivid. Just as I invert to go into the Gumby, I glance at the horizon to get my balance. Then my eyes lock on the quarter pipe. Standing on the deck is me. Just then my mom says, "Dave, here." I turn toward the lens and my mom snaps the picture of the first Gumby. That's when I woke up. Then I rushed to my office and found the picture. And guess who I saw standing on the quarter pipe?
We are going to sell so much private label coffee.
It had worked, just as the instructions promised. The kids today call it the Mandela effect. Joe calls it the slow roast. A time machine masquerading as a coffee can lets believers visit pivotal moments in history. This would change everything. But before the guys launch the product nationally, they need a safety mechanism.
It needs to only work when a person has genuine desire and when that desire is good. We need a design guy to come up with a mechanism that a normal person can install using instructions.
You should ask the supernatural aid.
You're right, I can do that. BRB.
Joe asked the supernatural aide what to put in his can and where in time to aim for.
Put your faith in your can. Go back to just before the beginning of time. Observe the conditions that dictate all the natural laws that create the stoke, that creates the feeling, that creates belief, that creates sustained happiness under any conditions. Then pinch a piece of those conditions, replicate them, and take the replica back with you. Put that replica in every can of large raised slow roast coffee. Put it under the sticker. Put that step in the instructions. Write the instructions in a new zine. Title the zine The Dream Keepers 2 Electric Boogaloo and offer it as a choice. The choice leads to the life you want to live forever when you live every character in the story.
I can totally believe that came from the supernatural aid.
Dave called Ron to tell him about the magic coffee can and finding his 2025 self standing on the quarter pipe in the background.
Dennis still calls it a pipe jump. You should go back and ask yourself, why are you here?
Wait, you want me to go back again?
Yeah, totally. You know how to do it. Wait, go back to East Germany to the TV set and do a naked Gumby in the background. That'll totally get you in the Hall of Fame for a time stunt. That'd be even more awesomer. Hey Xander, Gumby went back to 1985 in Germany to do a naked Gumby.
He must have some kind of a coffee can time machine.
Ha 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 ha.
Dave pretended the call dropped. It would not be long until Ron told Brian who'd tell X-Man who'd tell John Pova. Then they'd all want their own magic coffee cans.
The only good time machine is a secret time machine.
Do you mean secret, as in the subject of a new season of an AI animated BMX podcast that hasn't found a new audience?
Yeah, I see your point.
You went to all this trouble just to sell coffee?
It's the world's best private label coffee, and it wasn't trouble. Ray hadn't had a likeness. And the rule is no one can ever make money off his image. So those were my design constraints.
Have you built the safety mechanism?
Oh yeah, that I did. It's not a governor though. I built it as a starter switch.
What do you mean?
It only works when you believe. If you have bad intentions, you don't believe in the stoke. If you believe in the stoke, then you know that bad intentions ruin the stoke. The only way to make the magic coffee can work is to believe the stoke.
That's it?
Yup, simple as that. And anyone can test it. Let a hater get a can and try it. It won't work for haters. It won't even work for doubters.
What about well-intentioned doubters?
For them, we offer a home study course. The final trial is using the magic coffee can to go back in time, to give their past self a dream that changes their life when they wake up, just like in A Christmas Carol.
Whoa. Then they'll have a photo where they see themselves watching themselves doing the trick.
Dave understood the assignment. He chose to keep his slow roast photobomb to himself. Next on Dave's to-do list is to pitch 5 OG touring teams on a new supergroup tour called Cannonball Run 43. But before he called Woody, Dave put on his eye mask and curled up on the couch at the co-op for a quick nap. When he awoke, he got in his van and called Joe on FaceTime.
Okay, I had a dream.
This is quickly becoming one of the best parts of my day.
Stefan Prantl and I were at Brian Blyther's house going through his food. He didn't have any vegetables. All he had was a can of corn. When I asked him where his leaving vegetables were, the ones that still had dirt on them, he said, "I'm not bringing dirt inside."
This is like Queer Eye for the Straight guy, but sponsored by carrots. Maybe you can call that brand manager for celery who was featured on Portlandia.
Dave and Joe colluded for another 2 hours. They decided that Cannonball Run 43 would be sponsored by root vegetables. Joe added a third item to Dave's dream plan: the pitch to the Root Vegetable Industry Council to sponsor the tour and provide a counterweight to the global elite energy drink cabal. Flatland Assassins? From belief comes the stoke to make the trick come to life.
If you have a dream that you deeply desire to live and that is good, and if you can imagine a magic coffee can sharpening your focus, then visit largeraceslowroastcoffee.com to purchase your very own time machine. If you desire to learn how to believe, we invite you to click through to the home study course you see here. The home study course is presented by the Terra Dome Sports Science Research Center, the science of the feeling of belief.